3 minutes to discuss life in South Carolina for the people of South Carolina during Reconstruction. We're going to talk about the rich elite planters, the freedmen, former slaves, African Americans, and the regular South Carolinians, small farmers from before. What's going to happen to them? Let's start with the planters. Emancipation, liberation, freeing of the slaves happened during the 13th Amendment. A lot of the South Carolina elite had invested tons of money in slaves. All that money is now walking down the road. Also, the Southern elite had invested a lot in Confederate currency, Confederate money. Well, the Confederacy is gone, so all that money is gone too. So a lot of the rich elite are not nearly as rich as they used to be, and they're watching their former slaves leave the plantation, and it's going to make them angry because they had no idea that their slaves wanted to leave, but the slaves did. The reason the slaves didn't say anything is because they didn't want to get beat before, but now they are free because of the 13th Amendment. The elites are very, very broke. So they're going to be mad, and they're not going to, and they're going to be angry at the slaves. The freedmen themselves, they're going to first go search for their family members that might have got sold, but then they're going to realize that they don't have any job prospects, and they're going to have to find a way to make a living. But so the planters, they don't have a lot of money, but they have a lot of land. And the freedmen, they don't have any money, they don't have any land, so they kind of come up with a deal, and that deal is called sharecropping. A lot of the African Americans, freedmen, are going to go back to their old plantations, and they're going to sharecrop. They're going to get a little plot of land, and they are going to grow the cotton, and the owner is going to get a large percentage of that cotton, and then they are going to give the other part of the money from the cotton to the freedmen. But they also, the owners are going to rent out the mules and the seeds and all the materials they need to grow the cotton. And before you know it, the freedmen are going to kind of almost be in slavery again, because they're going to owe their old planters so much money. They're always going to be in this cycle of debt, so they're never going to be able to get out of sharecropping. It is not going to be good. Now, the poor whites, such as small farmers who had not owned slaves, were not directly affected by the liberation of the slaves. However, now they had to compete with African Americans in cotton for growing crops, and they did not like this at all. And so they always felt that they were more superior to them anyway. And now that they've lost, now that the slaves are competing with them, the poor whites are not going to like them either. And the only group of whites that's going to like the slaves are going to be the scalawags. I'm going over 3 minutes to talk about women. Women are going to get a few more rights during this time. The Republicans are going to fight for women, a little more rights for women. A lot of women who were used to having slaves take care of their kids are now going to take care of the kids themselves, or barter with former slaves to take care of the kids. And they are also going to have to take over some jobs that they normally wouldn't take it over because of the injured soldiers, both mentally and physically. So women are going to do some jobs they never have done. And so as a result of the Reconstruction and the Constitution of 1868, women achieved some rights, including their right to own property and own their name in marriage. I did not do a very good job of keeping under 3 minutes. 3 minutes, 42 seconds.